see the little nose? Boop! Hi everybody, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. It has been quite a little while since we've really just sat down and kind of talked with each other. I know there's a lot of new people on my channel as well, so a lot of the kind of like old school Q&A about me type stuff has been quite a while. It's been a year since I did my last one. And also I just think that in general, so much has changed about me, about my life. I just thought like we could do just a little catch-up, talky, very chill video. The most liked comment says, what was the biggest change in your life since the last Q&A? And that comes from Aqua Perry. Everything. Everything in my life is completely different. If you remember that time in my life, it's when I had just dyed my hair brown. So I'd been pastel for years. Not only was that like a huge change for me, it was a huge change for my YouTube career. There was a relationship change where I went through a breakup with someone that I was with for a pretty long time. There was a moving change where I moved out of the house that I was living in. And I think there was also like a personality change as well. And what I mean by that is I've taken a lot of time since then to really find myself and find what makes me happy. And I feel like I lost myself a little bit for a while. Over the last couple of years, I think that I've really been able to truly find out like what makes me happy and who I am as a person. So I think, like I said, like a lot has changed since that last Q&A. I feel like a whole brand new person, to be honest, in a good way, in a very, very, very good way. This question comes from the one Savannah. It says, since you are conscious of fast fashion and are now a sustainable fashion girl, will you be changing your other habits and hobbies to reflect the same idea? It's something that I am working on constantly. It's a bit hard for me to talk about because I'm still learning, and I feel like I was a bit blindsided for a lot of my life, and I didn't educate myself as well as I could have about a lot of things such as fast fashion. Ever since I got into thrifting and shopping vintage, it's really changed my outlook on a lot of things, and it's really made me see how damaged not only our environment but our world, us as humans, as how we see the world, is very damaged. It's definitely not something that I know enough about to like make a video on quite just yet. As you guys will see, over the last couple of years, I've really kind of taken a step back and I've wanted to put less of a footprint on the earth. How can I make the conscious effort every day to impact the environment less? So when I went vegetarian, that was kind of that first sort of step for going from there to eating plant-based. I've obviously stopped shopping at like Forever 21 and H&M. My wardrobe is slowly becoming almost 100% vintage and thrifted. It is this whole learning curve that I have immersed myself in. I feel like I honestly don't talk about it enough right now because I don't feel educated enough, as well as, you know, the internet is very much you aren't doing enough. Meanwhile, there are thousands and millions of people not doing anything at all who don't get any backlash. Okay, that was quite the rant. Michaela Lopez says, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you think you will still be doing YouTube? I hope so. I really enjoy making videos. I obviously fall in and out of ruts of inspiration, but I really truly love sitting here talking to you guys. It is the most normal thing I can think of doing. And of course, I'd like to do it for as long as I can, but I think too, if YouTube were to end tomorrow, I do have a degree. I'm not going to be ruined. Obviously, I've also started my store, and that's been a huge thing for me as well, and I would love to see the store do really well and expand. So, you know, we will see as we go. I don't like to think that far into the future. I'm usually planning about 6 months ahead. What are your favorite and least favorite parts of when you were in high school? Emma asks. Least favorite parts were that most of my friends went to different high schools and I wasn't with a lot of my friends throughout my whole high school experience. I don't have that typical high school experience where all your friends lived close together. I also hate that how when you're in high school you think that that is like the be all end all, because it isn't. If any of you guys, I know a lot of you ask high school questions, if any of you are in high school, going into high school, if you don't have a great time in high school, please truly believe that that is not the rest of your life. I feel like my life didn't even start until I exited high school. This next one comes from Rita. She asked, how did you recover from your breakup before Jordan? What did you do and how did you manage to move on? Time was really my best friend. It took me, you know, a solid month to really just, you know, be able to like sit up straight and say, okay, yeah, I got this, we're gonna be good, everything's gonna be great. But I think too, with that one in particular, I kind of felt like maybe there's no good left in the world. Like maybe just like every guy is a piece of that kind of was my headspace. And then when I met Jordan, he kind of just like took that and like threw it out the window. There will be one day when you wake up and you feel like, okay, I can do that today. Honestly, getting out of the house and feeling the sun on your skin, that's pretty key, let me tell you. This question asked, what made you want to move out to a somewhat remote rural area? What do you like and dislike about it? It was the dogs primarily. Also, you guys know that I lived in a house where I had really terrible neighbors on one side of me, and honestly, like, that whole situation made me not want to live near people. Like, I just hated that, like, my daily life was kind of almost controlled by my neighbors. And I just think, like, when you're gonna buy a house as well, it's like, why would you want to buy a house where you kind of have to live according to your next door neighbor? The city life just like wasn't for me. My dad has always kind of lived somewhere rural, and I'd always like go and visit him every weekend and stuff, and I just really enjoyed that. But honestly, the number one thing was the puppers, like getting them a yard that they deserve, and a yard that they can run in, and a yard that they can go out and bark at squirrels and no one's gonna get mad or call the police. What I dislike about it is that if I have something to do that day, I kind of have to plan everything on one day, meaning if I have to go to the post office, if I have to go to the grocery store, if I have to pick up something from the mall, if I have to get hand cream, if I like, all of those things will have to usually are on the same day, because it doesn't make sense for me to drive a half an hour into the closest town and then like it's an hour drive, and sometimes like I can't do the half an hour drive. Sometimes like for dog food I would have to drive an hour, so that's 2 hours of driving. Like, I can't just do that on a whim. That's 2 hours of your day. So that is kind of like the biggest bummer, but I do hope to move about a half hour closer at some point in time. There's a lot of marriage questions. I have done a Q&A on my engagement on my channel, so if you want a little bit more in depth, I will link that at the end of this video. But there obviously are going to be wedding videos, I very much promise, but there just needs to be other things done first. We were right into wedding planning mode, and we've kind of just taken a halt because we have a few things that we would like to do prior, like before the end of this year. So I don't think wedding planning will start really into the beginning of next year, unfortunately, but I think that that's just how it has to happen for us. So this question asks why Jordan and I don't live together, and I think that I have touched on this quite a bit in my engagement video, but I will kind of go through it a little bit more in depth right now. So obviously Jordan and I just got engaged. The reason why wedding planning isn't going to start yet is because we are trying to wait, and I think we're going to move. The goal, and I hate to talk about things because then they never happen. That's just like how everything works in my life. I talk about it and it doesn't come true, but we are hoping to move. Just because this house in particular is not perfect for our living situation. We just need to be a bit closer, and that's why I mentioned the half an hour move. All of that will kind of be talked about in like a moving video one day. Like, I will vlog the whole experience of moving for you guys and looking at houses with him. But it's just very up in the air, and there's a lot that we just don't know yet, but our goal is like January probably. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but that's kind of like where our heads are at, and that's what we're working towards. It does suck, like it does suck to only see him like on the weekends. It's just what has to work for us right now, and we both know that it's not forever. It's just a couple months. Like, what's a couple months? We have the rest of our lives. So it's like, just with his job, it's not gonna work to have him here all the time. It just wouldn't, and then it would be really stupid. That's why we don't live together right now. It doesn't make sense to. Trust me, it sucks. I have a couple questions about the store. Like, how did you feel since opening Soleil Pieces? How much time passes between you deciding to open your shop? Did you think it was risky? The shop was something that I invested quite a lot of money into. You have to pay to have your shop open, like, so I have to pay like a monthly fee. You have to pay to buy your website. You have to pay to buy all your shipping supplies in bulk, like so bags, boxes, if you need bubble wrap, tape, all the little cards that I got sent, I had to have those made. I hand paint them all. A scale, buying the twine, the tissue paper, putting forth all the money to buy everything for you guys. I didn't think I invested as much as I did, but when I finally sat down and did the numbers, it was a little bit more than I wanted to invest. But I was really excited. Like, it was something that I was so passionate about that it didn't feel like work at all. Yes, it was very risky, but I just figured that at the end of the day, if I could at least pay myself back for the money that I spent on the store, then we were good. You know, like, it's not like a business that you have to invest millions of dollars into, you know, to get it off the ground. So I was lucky in that sense, but it's something that just gives me so much joy to curate a shop full of things that I love, to give them a second chance at a home. If it goes back to the fast fashion thing, it allows me to help you guys walk a little bit lighter on the earth, as well as obviously I'm doing a donation thing where I'm gonna donate 10% of sales at the end of each month to a animal organization. If you guys have purchased something from Soleil and you have a place you would love me to donate to, like where your dogs are from or where your cats are from or your rabbits are from, please let me know. There's so much good coming out of the store that I just love it. I just love it. I think it took me about 2 months in total to really get the store off the ground. It was a lot of teaching myself. Like, there was so much that I just didn't think about, like taxes. Alexandria asks, is there something about / in your career that you wish you wouldn't have to do? Interesting. I've never been asked that question before. I wish there wasn't this famous person-ness of YouTube. When people call my subscribers my fans, I'm just like, they're just my subscribers. Like, they're not my fans. Like, if anything, like when I meet them in real life, we're just like friends, we're like buddies, like we like the same things. I hate when people call you guys fans. Oh my god, I hate it. So many of you guys would like to do what I eat in a day videos. That's so weird. I didn't think that that would be a thing. The last question that I'm going to answer is from Crystal. She asked, what happened with the income property you put an offer in on? If you guys are subscribed to my vlog channel, you'll remember, I think it was Vlogtober, I put an offer in on a house to buy that was very close to my current house, and I ended up not getting it, and the reason was they were actually cottages that I was looking at purchasing just for like an investment property, and they ended up actually wanting like triple the down payment, which I didn't have. I mean, I was like who just has like triple the down payment in their back pocket? So the reason being was because they were very hard to finance just due to them being not winterized. They're cottages, so you'd have to winterize them once you had purchased them. Blessing in disguise, I think. Looking back, like, I'm glad that I didn't get them, truly. Just gives me more money for like a new house moving forward. So that's where I'm gonna leave this, you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Please let me know down below if you have any more suggestions on videos, anything you'd like to see. Do you really want to see the what I eat in a day video? I'm like, y'all gonna be mad I don't eat smoothies every day, but maybe that's what you want to see. I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. I love you so much, and of course I will see you in my next video. Bye!